Good.
Welcome, everyone, to Flip It Curiously. I am Tony of Flip It Downside Up, and joining me, as always, is my co-host.
Hey, guys. I'm Brennan, the Curious Picker.
We are both resellers. I am a full-time reseller. Brennan is a part-time reseller that sells more than I do. And we enjoy the adventure of hunting for treasures at garage sales, thrift stores, online, and even through people who we know. We purchase items that people believe have a downside, and we sell them for a profit on eBay and other platforms. Our hope during these podcasts is to have a good time chatting, educating our listeners about reselling, talking about our lives in general, and also sharing great local beers.
Yep, couldn't have said it better myself. So we are glad you guys are with us again. This is episode 14. So we've gotten past lucky number 13.
Oh my gosh.
We're planning for a little bit more flow with episode 14 today. So we're glad you guys are back with us. And like Tony said, we do like to start each episode with Sip It. So I will kick it over to Tony to see what he has and get that illustrious Sip It sound.
All right. Oops. Jackson just texts me and says, "Can I call?" Sorry, bud. Now I've got a log jam here going on. All right, we're going for the sound right now. Is that what we're doing?
Going for the sound.
All right.
Nice. That was good.
Excellent. Good start.
Good stuff.
Start. So I'll ask you first. I got the sound, but I'll ask you.
Sure.
And then what are you drinking this evening?
So tonight I am going to try, we have Columbus Brewing Company.
Okay.
And this is called Summer Teeth. It is a German style lager, 5.3% alcohol by volume. And that's really about it on the can. There's not a whole lot of frills, which I'm fine with. I like a good no frills type beer. So
yeah. Cool. What do you think?
Meh.
Yeah, we won't tag them in this one.
No, I won't tag them in this one. I don't want to throw any shade or anything like that. I will drink it. I will drink it.
There will be, I will guarantee you there will be a beer. If I haven't tried it and I don't like it, when I try it on the show, I will go get a different beer. And that will just be it's unfortunate, but things happen. Yeah. So
hey, you can't like everything, right?
No.
It's impossible.
Oh man.
So what do you got today?
All right. So yesterday, I stopped in in Dayton, we have these Arrow Wine and Spirits. And we were down in Mason, and we stopped at the Arrow Wine and Spirits there, and that place is massive. There is so much beer. And I had the kids in the car, tired, and it's like, I got to run in here while they're in the car with Christy. And so I spent a few minutes in there. I was in the cooler a long time, and man, I tell you what, they keep that sucker cold. So anyways, I was looking because I was down there. We don't have as much of that beer up here as I would like. So I grabbed one, Grainworks Brewing Company. It's called Orange Dreams. And this is a creamsicle. Is it wit beer? Yeah. You're muted.
I'm muted. Vit. Is it Vit beer? Wit beer?
I was thinking Vit.
Vit? Yeah, I think it's Vit beer.
I'll say wit beer because I'm from America. So I got this because it looked good. Grainworks is in Westchester. I had heard of a different one of their beers before. And so I found this. I decided to try it. It was very highly rated on the Untapped app. So let's see what we have here. Copious amounts of tangy oranges and creamy lactose and vanilla are added to our famous Belgian white ale. Picket fence, that's what it's called, creating a delicious treat that combines the best flavors to beat the heat. It's very good. And I believe Christy told me that National creamsicle day was the other day.
Nice.
So, it worked out. There's the ABV. 6.2, and this is a pint. Apparently, I'm going to drink a pint of beer tonight.
Nice.
So the end of this will be interesting.
Oh yeah. Does it have a good dreamsicle type flavor to it?
I can taste it. I guess what I would say is it's like a regular beer with that orange cream type flavor to it.
Okay.
I can definitely taste like just beer, but I can taste the other part of it too. It's pretty good. I had one last night. It's probably why I couldn't fall asleep. I had coffee and then I had one of these.
Oh geez. Yeah.
I don't make good decisions when it comes to bedtime. So anyways, so those are our beers for the day. So yeah, Grainworks out of Westchester and Columbus Brewing out of
Columbus, I assume.
Yeah.
Summer Teeth.
Anyways, this week we do not have a listener question. Kurt did reach back out to me with an address to send him some stickers, so I will forward that to you.
Perfect.
And then
get those out to him.
Yeah. So Kurt, again, thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. And being the first person to ask a question. So
yes.
So how do you connect with us? If you guys want to connect with us, there are numerous ways you can do that. We do have our email address, flipitcuriously@gmail.com. We have the buymeacoffee.com/flipitcuriously, where you can, if you so choose, can donate to our beer fund to help us. My 2 beers that I bought yesterday cost me $32. They're each, I think they're each $13, and then with the tax and stuff. Yeah. Good Lord.
Man, that's crazy.
I got a lot going on with the ear here all of a sudden, so I'm doing a lot of sniffing. My apologies now to everyone. He's not going to edit that out.
No.
And I'm too stupid to press the button to mute it. So
nobody got time for that. Sorry.
Ain't nobody got time. Not on a 2-hour podcast.
Nope.
So Brendan, where can we find you on social media? What's the best place for people to hook up with you?
So you've got the Curious Picker on YouTube, also at Curious Picker on Instagram, and Curious Picker on Facebook. Those are the 3 best ways to get a hold of me. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me on YouTube, just asking different questions, and then I usually tell them, okay, reach out to me on Instagram, because it's a little bit easier, if it's a more pointed question, to answer them there than YouTube. But
because YouTube has to be in the comments, correct? Am I wrong? Okay.
Yeah, it's always in the comments there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So that's how you can reach me. And awesome. How about yourself, Tony?
You can find me on YouTube at Flip It Downside Up. That's a work in progress. Like I was just telling Brennan before we started, I'm not making money on YouTube yet. Clearly, I'm a long way to go from that. So just starting full time as a reseller, I have to focus on making sure I'm making enough money right now. And I will build that YouTube once I get my systems in place that make sense for me. So, but Flip It Downside Up, I'd love for you to subscribe and follow along as I do start that. I've got, like I told you, probably a month and a half, 2 months of video that I have not edited, just the footage. Some of it I'll use, some of it I won't. Yep. And I think I'm planning on coming out with a series of basically of what my first week as a full-time reseller looked like. So I've got some video from every day just to kind of tell people like, this is how it went. Because I think that's something a lot of people don't see. Like, what's it look like when you first start?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So eventually that'll come out. I got all the footage for that. And then I think what I'll do at the end of the week is do a recap and show people, this is what I spent. This is the time I, was outsourcing. I don't know if I have that information, but, just things that I thought of during the week. So, and then also you can follow me on Instagram, FlipItDU on Instagram. And then we have a YouTube page as well. Flip It Curiously is also on YouTube. And you are more than welcome to subscribe to that. You can watch it on there if you prefer to listen that way and see the video. Some people do. We've got about 19, 20 subscribers to that right now. We're getting a couple views of video, and for 2-hour video, I mean, hey, we'll do what we can. So We appreciate each and every one of our listeners. We have definitely seen an increase over the past couple of weeks in our plays, I guess would be what they call it on Anchor, would be your plays. And we're over 700 plays now total, which doesn't seem like much, but we used to have 9 people listen to an episode, and now we've got last week's last one that was not last one that was released 2 ago, 72 plays or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this past week is up to 50 already, and that's just been I think Tuesday or Wednesday.
I think it was Wednesday.
So we had a lot of people listening and tuning in, and we appreciate that. We're just continue to grow the best we can and give you the content that we hope you enjoy.
Yep. Yeah. It has been very cool to see. It's a slow process, which I think is the way it's supposed to be, right?
Just like you.
Yeah. You just gotta build it up and keep doing it. And as long as you're having fun doing it, that's kind of the most important piece, I think, at least when you're starting. Because if it's not fun, why the hell are you doing it?
Exactly. And clearly we're not doing this to make money. There's no money being made by making a podcast at least at this point. But we're doing it for multiple reasons. We want to help people. Like we said before, we want to educate people the best we can. We enjoy, this is some of our only like face-to-face conversation that we have is just through the podcast. So we're having a conversation about our weeks, although we kind of talk about it throughout the week anyways. We're always in contact, but we've only gotten together about 3 times, total. And so, we make the best of those times, and we make the best of the time we've got here. So,
yep, absolutely.
So, all right. Well, should we hop into our week in reselling?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So every week we like to go through just sort of what's been going on in our world of reselling. We do our find of the week, sale of the week, a bolo, and tip of the week for everybody. And so I think what we'll do is typically we start with our find of the week. So I'm going to start, Brennan, with you. What did you find out there? Because we say of the week, but we have not recorded a podcast since 127. So you've got 127 as well as this past week and weekend, kind of got 2 weekends full of picking to pick from. So what kind of great stuff did you find the last week or two?
So my find of the week, I'm going to go with not 127. So I'm going to go with sale. Oh, well, share. I will in a second. Yeah.
Let me see. Advanced share. All participants. See if that'll work for you. Are you able to do it right now?
Yep. All right. I think so.
There we go.
You see it?
There we are.
Okay. Cool. So for my find of the week, I'm going to go not 127. I'm going to go this past week. I went out on lunch actually on Friday, and I picked up this Newmark Mix Deck DJ controller. Blah blah blah. This is a really really cool piece of professional music software. I'm not a DJ, but I did have a lot of fun kind of testing this out. It's a really, really cool piece. You put your CDs in here, and I'm assuming it reads the CD into memory somehow, so you can, scratch it without actually scratching the CD. But it's very, very cool. So I paid $150 for it, which is obviously a lot at a garage sale. So this is my listing right now. I've got it listed out there for $430. I do also have it cross listed on Facebook for $400. So I saw one comp of just this unit selling at $299. The reason I listed so high is because the case that came along with it is it's just a monster case. It's one of the cooler cases I've ever seen. It definitely has that professional feel to it. It's got this little sliding rack here. So what you would do is if you're DJing a set, you can slide that rack out, put your laptop on it, then hook everything up, and then you've got your laptop, you've got everything you need there in just that one case. So that was my find. The reason I cross-listed it as well is because it's pretty heavy. That case is very heavy. I think it's like 50 pounds. So shipping will be, I mean, a box is not going to be a big deal. It's just going to be very heavy to ship it. So that's the reason I also cross-listed it, to see if, there's someone, I don't need to see that, to see if there's someone local that would be interested in it. So that was my find. I'm very happy about it. Hopefully it'll move relatively quickly. We'll see.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, I actually was down yesterday, was the Landon Trading Post monthly garage sale or monthly sale. So John had his sale, so I came down, hung out with John and with Brennan a little bit, and I got to see that turntable thing. And you're like, I don't know how it works. Like, you could scratch the CD, but I don't understand what's happening. I can't figure this out.
Yeah, that always bugs me a little bit. It's like I need to know how this is working. Like, I want to know.
The case, you're right. That case is major, and the case, I mean, that case is valuable. I would assume
that case is probably retailed for 300 or so, probably new. It's an Odyssey case, if I didn't mention that. So Odyssey is a pretty solid brand of cases to look for, I guess, if you ever see them. I've never seen them before, but they're pretty legit.
So
what do you got? What do you got for your finds, Tony? So you didn't do 127.
I did not. It was really disappointing. It was a tough weekend for me. We had some illness at home. Jack and I went out, and we only literally got out of the car one time. And I struggle sometimes with anxiety, and with my little guy with me, with the heat, with the traffic, the parking, and the sales I went to the wrong place. I will say that. I think I went to the wrong place. And so I will do it differently next year. And Jack, it didn't take long. We were driving around about a half an hour just looking I was hoping to get down to Fairfield, get a little further past Hamilton. And I got down there, and I turned into a couple neighborhoods that had signs, and they weren't set up yet. They had stuff over it, like they weren't ready. And then there was this big one at the school that was setting up. I'm like, what? Take your signs down. You don't have any sale.
What time was it?
Well, I mean, my business networking meeting didn't get over till 9.
Oh my gosh.
And so then I didn't get to my bank until 9:30. That took me 40 minutes to get out. It was probably 10:30.
On a Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that's most of their first day of the sale, but still, I was like,
that's way too late. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, there was some people trying to go up to the one house, and the lady's like, "Oh no, we're not open yet." So I just kept driving. Like I could watch her, like these people just looking like, "What's going on?" And so they got back in their cars and they left. So my finds of the week, I don't have these pulled up yet. I'm going to put this down here. That's a find, but I'm also going to talk about it in the bolo. So 2 of them, I found the first sale I actually drove all the way out there Thursday morning with Jack, and it's a 20-minute drive to Xenia from here. And I got there and there was no sale. And I'm like, I opened up the thing. I was like, damn it. This is why you don't do this at 1 a.m. They'll pick your sales. It didn't start till Friday. Well, it was Thursday. Thursday morning.
A little early.
So I got there a little after 9 on Friday. I went by myself Friday, and I got there and I saw the van of the guy who owns the vintage toy store, which I believe it was his house. And so I was like, because they had advertised toys, 90s toys. And once I saw that truck and he was bringing stuff from the truck up, I was like, this is not going to be worth my time. This is stuff he can't sell. So he's trying to sell it in a garage sale. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
And I was somewhat wrong. So I I left and stayed in the neighborhood, stopped. I texted John. I think I texted both of you guys. And John's like, go back. He's like, you never know how motivated someone's going to be to sell something. And so I was like, well, I'm still here. I'll go back. So I went back. There was only one or two people in there. I was looking, I was like, the toys, I wasn't interested in the toys. It was like Spawn and, yes, there can be some value there, but I didn't even bother to look. But then what caught my attention was they had a table full of Dragon Ball Z DVDs. And I thought, I've heard about the potential of value there before. And so I looked at them. I decided to pick them up. Each set was $5. And so I got six sets. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see, I'm going to write this down. I should be able to get, 2 of the sets should sell for between 15 and 20. One of them should be about 25 to 30. We got another one that was around 30 to 40. I have one that sells for around 50, and then the last one sells for about 60 to 75. So if you really look at that, even though I think I paid up for some of it, if I think of it in a full, like I did with the Dungeons and Dragons, I paid 50 for those. I'm thinking of it as a lot, even though I'm not probably going to lot those up. Maybe I should, I don't know. I don't know. I'd rather make the money. I think that I'll sell them. I think they will sell individually.
I think so.
So, and I actually didn't plan on lotting the Dungeons and Dragons up. It just turned out that after I had listed them, someone's like, hey, so I'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's a good one. We just ate Bibi Bop as well for dinner.
Oh, I think I've had that once. I remember it being pretty good.
What I did not order was a veggie bowl. I ordered steak, and her dad brought it here, and I was like, I'm eating this. Like, there's so much purple rice in here, and I'm looking. I'm like, there's no meat in here. And Christy said there was no meat in mine either. So her dad got double meat, which he didn't ask for.
Oh wow!
And then she and I, neither of us got meat. So
you got vegetables and rice.
Well, kind of. I would have put vegetables in it. Like it was a bunch of rice and beans, which is fine, but like I needed the protein.
Yeah. Interesting.
So anyways, that's my first find of the week. The second one I wanted to mention was, growing up, there was the Thundercats. I'm sure you remember the Thundercats. Those Thundercat toys from back in the day, LJN, those sell, really well nowadays. But I was at a sale with Jack, which is where we found the Harry Potter broom. We found a lot of good stuff at that sale. One of the things I picked up, I was like, I'm going to pick this up. She didn't have anything on it, so I assumed it was $1, and it ended up being $1. In 2011, Bandai, Bandai, which is Power Rangers, as well as a couple other things.
Yeah, Sailor Moon, I think.
Okay, they re-released Thundercats, some Thundercats toys. I'm sorry, I've got such mess. I got a mess. My ear is popped, and I can't.
Gotcha.
Get it back. Oh, there we go. So I found this little mini Sword of Omens.
Okay.
So it was his sword, Lionel's sword, and I paid $1 for it. And I looked it up when I got home, and if it works, mine's not in great condition, but it sells consistently for $30 to $75.
Wow.
So that was my other find of the week. I thought was really cool, just because of the sort of pop culture, especially for our generation. Like we grew up on that. And then the fact that it had so much value for what I paid, I was pretty impressed by that. So I wanted to mention that one as one of my finds. So
how big was?
What's that?
How big was it?
I mean, it's literally just
a little.
It's not huge. I mean, it's a decent size, and like the how he would look through the side parts of it. That part folds inside, and it's a dagger, and then it opens up. So it's kind of neat. It's got like it's talking or something, or it lights up. There were no batteries, so I haven't checked on that. But I think regardless, I think I could get 25 minimum,
awesome.
even if the electronic part doesn't work. So it's a little beat up, but I'll clean it up and see what happens.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Cool. So let's move on to our sales of the week. And I will let you go ahead. I'm going to share screen again on that one.
Yeah, I'll share screen here.
I'm going to mute myself for a while.
All right, let's see here. So sale of the week. So we're going to go back to Arizona for my sale of the week. So if you guys remember, if anyone had seen those videos or remember that trip, so I bought a bunch of sports magnets at a sale out there. I sold through almost all of them now. I think I've got maybe 8 or so left that are listed out there. So you can see here, which I really love this custom label. I don't know if you guys use custom label on your eBay listings or not, but I like to use it. I put my price and then where it is stored at. So it makes it easy.
Cool.
Makes it easy for something like this, right? I can tell you that I had these 12. I know these 12 cost me $3. I had this New York Jets that cost me 50 cents, and I had the 7 Raiders that cost me $1.75. So same person that bought my other lots, he went ahead and sent an offer for all of these. So we made a deal. So it was $165 that he paid. So let's see, so 350 and 175. What's that? 525, I think, is the cost of all of these here. So yeah, $165 for these. I would, if I could find these every week, I would be so happy because they are so easy. Like they don't break. They're so easy to list, so easy to ship. So yeah, this was definitely my sale. I was very happy with this. Now you will see here, there's a refund here of 1609. For whatever reason, because I have these were all different listings. For whatever reason, the shipping they charged him was $20, and I'm not sure why. Because I mean, each one of these would have been first class, like maybe three or four, I guess maybe $4.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how it got as high as 20. And also I only had 6 Raiders, not 7. So I did some miscalculations there. So I refunded him for the Raiders and then some of that shipping as well, which is why there's that 1609 refund there for him. But that was my sale, one of my favorite sales of the week, and I was very, very, very happy with that one.
That's awesome. Yeah, and when I was down yesterday, I got my Cleveland Browns vintage magnet. So yeah. I got plenty of metal that I could put that up here somewhere. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure. They're so cool.
They really are. And I remember those. I remember seeing things like that a lot. And that's interesting. A lot of that stuff that you wouldn't think would sell, sells. Do you remember? I don't know what it was like where you went to school. Do you remember the old pencil machines they'd have in the schools? I don't know if you guys had them, but we had a pencil machine that you would.
The hand crank ones or the.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, not like a sharpener, but a machine where you could buy pencils. So we had a pencil machine you could buy pencils, and we would get like these NFL and NBA pencils and college team pencils, and we spent so much money on this thing. Well, I had a friend of mine told me that he sold all of his on eBay, and so I found some of the sale of another friend, and I picked them up for like $1 or $2, and I sold each lot of those for, I think one lot was like 20 and one was like 30 or 40. So just, vintage. I think NFL seems to be more, I think those are the most popular I think there's the most passionate fan bases tend to be top to bottom tend to be football.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got your people in basketball at the top. There's some baseball fanatics. I don't know any of those, but
I know one.
Yeah, right. And I used to be that way, but football is a lot more entertaining for me nowadays than baseball. And maybe it's just because the In Guardians are not as as good as they used to be.
And Guardians.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I
Have they
like
changed?
the name.
Have they
Personally.
changed the name? Like
It'll change next year.
next year? Okay.
I was telling John I want to come down for one of those Ohio Cup games as like Indians, and I was like, wait a second. Just in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna have to get new gear.
Yeah.
I have a Block C hat. I'll just wear that.
I'm sure you could sell your old gear.
Yeah, I've got the
Maybe.
I found this at Valley Thrift, so I bought that just for myself to keep. And I have I completely understand and agree with removal of that logo. I'm a little less. I don't know about the name. I understand why they're doing it, and I don't care that they're doing it. A lot of people are like poo-pooing
about it,
and a lot of people wanted the spiders, which I think is ludicrous. But
spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a AAA team.
Yes.
Right.
Not triple, like single.
Single A.
It's a single A team, and that's how I felt about it. And
your Hoboken Spiders or something.
Well, there's a Richmond. Is Richmond University Spiders or something like?
Yep.
And so that's all I can think of is like all I can think of is really bad, like A-ball teams, and the Richmond Spiders.
Yeah.
So and whatever. I was going to support it regardless. I would have been fine with Cleveland Baseball Club. I actually think that's really cool. And just
Cleveland Baseball Club.
I liked how the former Redskins were just the Washington football team. I like that a lot.
I feel like they just took I felt like it was just too lazy. The Washington football team.
Well, they just did that. They did that to get the name out of circulation immediately. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about here.
We could, but we're not.
Because that's what people people have real strong opinions on this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's sports. It doesn't matter at all. It entertains you, but it really doesn't matter.
No.
Until football season starts.
Then it all matters.
Then it all matters.
I mean, I guess it matters. It matters if you're playing it, if you've got family playing it.
Sure.
That matters. But the grand scheme of things, it is a piece of entertainment that we either love or hate.
Right. All right. So let me get see if I can share my screen without things going crazy.
He's got a Mac, so we'll see.
Stop that.
We'll see.
Desktop 1.
Whoa. Look at that.
You see my baby?
I did. That was awesome.
All right. Now, my sales of the week. Disregard the sold for because eBay is ridiculous. And for whatever reason on this one, they didn't put the actual best offer accepted, which it has on the other one. So, okay. So I had these listed for $249.99. I picked these up that day. I had my the best garage sale day ever. It's my very first YouTube video, which was kind of a perfect first video.
Yeah.
And I think it was my best video. It was my very first one. I only got like 5 or 6. But anyways, so I picked these up, the Annie's Chocolate Shop Mysteries. I've got a complete set of 24 books. I paid $10 for these at a sale in probably June. I think it was June. And so I had somebody contact me and ask some questions about, you see the little ribbons here?
Yeah.
They got ribbons. She's like, I have heard that some of the ribbons, they're notorious for falling out. And so I went and looked through all of them, and I had 5 of them that the ribbons were not in there. They're in the binding, but apparently they pull out of the binding real easily. They're not done well. So she said, I said, I want to sell these. Send me an offer and we can figure something out. She said, would you take 150? I said, you give me 165 and I will get them shipped out. So probably should have shipped them out the next day, but I didn't. They're going out tomorrow. So, but $10 into 165. I was very happy.
Heck yeah.
Very happy about that one. So that's the first one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was, and that day, I mean, if I'm looking at things, no, I didn't get 250 for it, but I sold the one thing for 400 and now this for 165. I've sold DVDs I've sold a lot of stuff from that day. So
it was a great day.
It was. Now, why is this? Get out of my way. I want to click on my things. Stupid Zoom.
Not even gonna say it.
All right. Second sale of the week are the Dungeons and Dragons books. So I put these up on Instagram and linked it to my Facebook as well. And I got a message almost immediately from a buddy of mine, Justin, and he's like, I want these. How much do you want? And I kept saying like, oh, this is what I've got them listed at. And he's like, dude, just tell me what you want. So I paid $50 for these, and I agreed to get them to him shipped out media mail. I might upgrade him to a priority mail and just get them there quicker, since I didn't get them mailed out yet, because I'm not doing good at that right now. But I $270. So I sold these for $270 shipped. So I was happy with that. It'll cost less. Media mail, it would cost less than $10 to ship these 6 books. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And so now, earlier today, I had my best sale ever. This is the biggest item I have ever sold in terms of price, the most expensive item. So I had this EcoSmart Spa standard turbo pool system, non-salt, non-chlorine. It's an open box. It has not been used. I purchased it on an online estate sale auction here locally. And I bought this. I have 4 50-pound boxes of what they call glass pack, which I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I have 3 or 4 boxes. I'm not sure. I'll probably throw those on Marketplace because I am not shipping those. Or it's going to have to get like recycled or something. I don't know what else I would do with them. Maybe I'll call a pool place.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Call a pool place or a neighborhood pool. I don't know, somewhere that's got a pool. Yeah.
And then the other thing I have is I showed you and John today. I also have in that lot that I bought this. It's a 24-inch. They call it a sand. It's a sand filter, 24-inch sand filter. And that box is massive. I mean, it comes up to like here on me, and it's really heavy. I am not shipping that. I threw it on Marketplace finally today. So I think that particular item sells. I think it's so it's unused as well. It's open box. I've seen it. I saw it in 2 places. You know, you look at this pool equipment and some really high-end stuff, and they don't like to put prices online. You notice that sometimes with if you like medical or office furniture, if you're looking from a specific dealer, like it's like you got to call so that they can get in your ear and start to try to sell things to you. So I did find two listings online from swim shops, and that particular filter could go for it was $900 on one, $600 on another. I listed it on Marketplace for $500, and I'll probably take pretty much any offer on that over a couple $100. But anyways, this here, I had it listed for $1,500. This retails. I subscribed to their mailing list so I could figure out how much things were, and I found out this brand new is about $2,700. And I just decided I wanted to make money. I wanted to get it sold. And so I put it up for $1,500, and I noticed I got this offer. This is the first offer I've had. And I had sent offers of $1,250 out numerous times. And I noticed on this one, and this is why I didn't counter, it said 1 offer left. So I must have been sending to this guy before. So he sent me this $1,050 offer. And I was like, okay, for the whole lot, you know, I haven't said this yet, for the entire lot, I have less than $200 into it. So I'm okay. This is the biggest. So I've already, you know, I was looking through with fees and what I've paid, I'm going to profit $700 on this item alone. And that makes up an entire week of pay from what I was doing previously with the company.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so I'm super happy about that. I've had like 3 or 4 more sales today since then. I got 14 items to ship out tomorrow.
Nice.
So it's been going well.
Yeah.
I was thrilled to sell this. I'm just glad someone bought it. I probably could have gotten more for it, especially if I would have listed it when I got it in the spring, or if I waited till spring. But I wanted to move it and make my money now, and
Yeah.
I am a-okay with that. So
Yeah,
I was super excited when I texted you guys, like, look what I sold.
Yeah.
I asked your opinion before I told John, what was going on. I asked your opinion. I was like, what do you think? It's hard to turn down $1,000. I said, yes, it is. and I did
very
not.
difficult.
Yeah, and I did not. I thought about it. Okay, what's another $100 or $200? Like, okay, yes, that's then $1,000 in profit potentially, or 900. But what if then I don't get the sale? And so I was ready to make that sale, and it sets me up really well to have a really strong week this week. It's one of those things, like, sometimes you have to make a decision based on what's best for you. This is going to motivate me
Mm-hmm.
to get to work harder. Like, okay, my work I've been putting in is paying off now. And I know on Friday I've got another airbrush gig at University of Miami that I'm going to make another $300 for 3 hours of my time at the University of Miami. So that's
That's
$1,000 right there on just 2 days before I even start my actual work week. So
yeah.
I'm super happy about that.
Yeah, that's an awesome sale. I'm trying to think. I don't know that I've sold anything for $1,000.
That's certainly my first.
I feel like maybe I did once, but I think I sold a saxophone, but it wasn't mine. I was selling it for someone else.
Right.
So it wasn't, all profit to me. I don't think that I've picked anything that I've sold for that much. Like,
Right.
that's amazing.
I'm beyond happy with that.
As well you should be.
Yeah.
One item. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. So moving on, I guess let's hit up our bolos. I think it's a good time to do the bolos. Are you ready to share some of your bolos?
Yeah, I can share a bolo here. Yeah. So my bolo, where am I at here? Okay. I'm going to share screens again here, guys. So my bolo, it's a bolo and a tip, actually. So I just put a video out today, actually, from 127, and in it I was looking at a Garmin, and I took the back off of it, and I was looking at it. Then I flashed up a little note saying I'm looking for LMT. So for anyone that typically, I think for the most part, most of us, if we see Garmin at a sale, it's at this point it's almost a hard pass. Like, we don't really
even look at them.
Don't even look at it, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, everyone's got their smartphones, or it's built into your car.
Mm-hmm.
So people don't look at them very often. But I always look at them, and I turn them over, take the little case off or whatever. And you want to look for LMT, which stands for, I think it's lifetime maps or something like that. Something along those lines. I don't know. I'll have to look that up to see exactly what LMT stands for. Mm-hmm. But the purpose of it is it comes with a lifetime map subscription, basically. So those units do still have good value. Now I haven't seen, I haven't picked any of these up. I haven't been lucky enough to find one yet that has the LMT on it. But I would recommend, if you see Garmin's, to just take a look at them, look at the back, see if let me see if this will actually show, see if we can see it here. And I do have to give credit to this tip to Kevin, the Tennessee picker.
I knew who you were going to say. I just had a feeling it was him.
Yep. He mentioned this to me, I think it was last year. He mentioned Garmin LMT. So if you can see there, right there on the back there, it'll say that LMT on that. So that's what you want to look for. If you see that, at the very least, it's worth looking up the item, depending on how much they're charging for it.
Yeah. LMT stands for Lifetime Maps and Traffic.
Lifetime Maps and Traffic. Okay, awesome.
So you were pretty much right there.
Pretty close. Awesome. pretty close.
Very cool.
So yeah,
That's a great
mine.
bolo. That's an easy thing to look for.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, you see those all the time.
Yep.
Cool.
Hopefully I'll find one eventually.
Right.
And if any of you find one, let us know. I'd be very curious to see, if you found one and what it goes for.
Let me grab this real quick. There we go. Okay. So my bolo. Let me get into my share screen again. I'm gonna knock it off over there. Just smiling because you're like, this guy. So my bolos that I chose to go with are these point and shoot cameras. You see these at sales a lot. A lot of people still have these and don't want these. They've become obscure, or that's not the word. Obsolete.
Yes,
they become obsolete to many people because of camera phones and even digital cameras. People were into that for a while. Some people still are, but point and shoot cameras seem to be coming back, and you can do quite well. So I'm going to show you a couple that I have picked up. This is one that I just sold today or yesterday. So I paid maybe $2 or $3 for this, and I took an offer of $20. It's a Pentax, just a regular old point and shoot camera. So there's that one. Actually, that one I may have paid even less for. That might have been $1. This one I sold for $34.99. This is the one I paid $2 or $3 for. A Minolta Freedom Traveler, or Traveler Freedom Zoom. Yeah, so I've got that one.
That's awesome.
These are my recent. Whoops, I guess I'll move this over here. So my most recent sales, these are the 3 I've sold here recently. And I've sold this one twice now. And for both times, I've sold this camera, the Canon SureShot Telemax, I've sold for $50. This particular one I bought for $1 at a rummage sale. They actually had quite a few cameras, and thinking about it, I probably should have picked up a couple more, but I knew this one was worth $50 because I had already sold it once. The first time I bought one for $1.99, I think that was actually one of my finds of the week or sales of the week in the very early weeks of Flip It Curiously. So this is another one. I've sold this one twice, the Canon SureShot Telemax. See, it's a little dusty because that's how I sell things, apparently. And then I have 2 unlisted, and I picked up 2 on Friday that are also unlisted. I want to share the one I did pick up, and I paid $4 for this. I showed you this yesterday, and I'm not 100% sure what makes the values different yet. So I'll show you. This is the highest sold on these. It says, they'll put like near mint. Okay, well, what
does that mean?
What does that mean on a camera? I know what it means on a baseball card or whatever. So this is this is a 2, and I think mine is also AF35M2 SureShot. And I'll have to look, but it's 150, 149. I mean, it's pretty consistent. And I have that case. It came in that case. So I thought when I first looked it up, I was like, I'm going to buy this. How much do you want? She said $8 for both. And so I paid it. I was looking at, let's go down here, way down here, apparently. I had like the most recent was like 67 or something, but look at how many of these are a ton, at least 100. So I'm going to look into it a little bit more. But don't sleep on these point and shoot cameras. There's a lot of good money there that a lot of people aren't looking at, and you would not, the people who are selling them just want to get rid of them. They're like, I don't even know why I still have this. So yeah, take a look and see what you can find. I think that it'll be worth your time. So yeah, that's my bolo this week. And I was trying to figure out, I actually did my research a little early today, and I was trying to figure out what to do for the bolo, and I had something else written down, and I went, wait a second. I just talked to you about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Let's let people know about it. And, there's going to be people out there, as always, that are like, that was my niche. But
yeah, that's a great bolo, because like you said, the most people that are selling those at their sales, they just want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And they don't look special, right? Like
no.
if you're cleaning out your basement and you run across like an old film camera,
Yeah.
depending on the person you are, you might be like, oh, this is pretty hefty. This probably has some value to it. You probably would think that. These cameras, they're light, they're like plastic.
This one is very light. Like I got that on half off day. So I got that for 50 cents.
Yeah.
And I got also a Fuji film for, again, 50 cents. And I'm going to turn those into, at least, I haven't looked them up, or I may have at one point, I don't remember, but those will go for 20 to what, 40, 50,
Yeah.
I don't know, but at least $20 out of 50 cents. I'm going to do that every time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, I think that's a good bolo. I think yours is a great bolo as well. So
good
tip
bolos.
of the week, I will say tip of the week, I struggled to come up with something this week, but why don't you go ahead with whatever you have for your tip of the week?
I didn't have a tip.
Oh, you didn't have a tip. You had a bolo.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a bolo slash tip, I guess.
That is kind of what we do.
Yeah.
The bolo is also a tip, clearly.
I mean, I guess we could say our main topic is also a tip. Could be.
Yeah, that's true. Let's go into our main topic and talk about let's talk about our like, that's our major tip, because we've both benefited from this for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So main topic today, we're going to talk about promoted listings, guys. Very, very exciting stuff. So I personally, I never really messed with promoted listings. And if you don't know what they are, if you're selling on eBay, you probably do know if you're selling at this point, but you have the option to promote any of your listings. You do a certain percentage, and there's no cost to you unless that item sells from someone clicking on that promoted ad. So basically, it's another way of getting more eyes on your items. And to take a step back, when it comes to reselling or marketing or anything like that,
all business,
yeah, you have to have eyes on your items, which is why the majority of us sell on eBay, because that's where the most eyes are. It's not because we love eBay. Well, I mean, I like eBay, but it's not because we love it. It's because that's where everyone is. The majority of people are shopping on eBay.
You got a great audience there.
Yeah, it's a huge audience, a very, very big audience. So along with that, you do have the option to promote your listings. Now, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago, in my messages from eBay, it said we've changed we've enhanced our promoted listings, and now your items may is still catches me a little bit. Yeah. Your items may be seen on other external platforms.
Yep. I think they mentioned Google even.
Right. Yep.
Google Shopping or Google Image,
Google,
whatever it was.
And that's what drew me to it.
Yeah.
So I guess initially, the promotions were just on eBay, is my guess. So if you're looking on eBay, you'll see, if you type in wrestling figure, you'll get promoted listings right at the top of it. But now, supposedly, you can have these on other external sites. So because of that, I hopped into it. I went ahead and put almost everything I had on a 2%, and I saw really quick, great returns. Very, very quick. So much so that I was like, "Hey, Tony, this promoted listing thing might be pretty cool." I also did a video on it because I thought it was
Great
I just thought it
nerdy,
was,
great nerdy video. I love it.
yes, you gotta love the nerdy videos. I love them.
It's
I
the
thought
real,
it,
but it's the real part of reselling that some people show, a lot of people don't. Is like, let's break down and look at this. Now let's talk about this, which is actually, this is marketing. Let's talk about it. This makes sense to me for this reason. This doesn't make sense for this reason. And this is my dollars and, this is my dollars and cents.
yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. I cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Like,
No, yeah, it was, I just thought it was a really good thing to show. And I will actually, let me share my screen again real quick here. So bear with me. Okay, so looking at my sales report here for the past 31 days, numbers are good. I like seeing the green. You like seeing the up over the previous period. That's always good. But so we go to down here, we see our promoted listings. Obviously, you can see I've got a 1,000% increase because I never used it before. So that's that's natural. Again, oh, sorry, 1 second. So I got so far 34 listings have sold via promoted listing for $1,162, and my fees are $20.27. Like that to me is very well worth the promotion. It's not like I'm putting in an additional 10% onto each sale by doing it this way. And the other thing I kind of wanted to point out quickly is a lot of these things that are selling are things that I've had for a while that there was just no interest in them.
Not like, one bit of interest.
Yeah, like these 1943 steel cents. I don't even know. No, I didn't buy that. My dad gave this to me to sell, so I'm not gonna say I bought this. Yeah, appreciate it, Dad. Like this helmet here that I thought was really cool and thought would have sold a while ago. I paid $10 for this helmet, and I could not get anything going on it. You got the promoted listings, it sold for 150.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am a big proponent at this point of the promoted listings. So much so I've been sharing it with everyone who will listen.
Right. And so here's my take on it. I mentioned this yesterday when you and John and I were chatting, and John has YouTube, and he has 200,000 subscribers. He has lots and lots of views. YouTube is John's marketing. Every small business has to market and advertise in some way, shape, or form. For John, as the Cincinnati picker, he has built an audience. He's built his little, mini empire there. And because his YouTube is so successful, that is his marketing. That there's so much of it is his marketing. And for you have YouTube too, but your YouTube viewer sales aren't, they're nothing like the big guys. You're still building. You're a year in, hardcore on it, and you're building, right? So you're hoping to get to that point, but right now you aren't able to use that as marketing as much as someone like John or like Lonnie or any of the other guys who are have 50,000+ subscribers. And so my thought is, as someone who only has 88 subscribers, and I'm not putting a lot of time into it at the moment, how can I market? How can I advertise my business? Well, for me, that marketing is going to be like, once you sent me that, I thought, 2%, you're talking about 30, 50 cents on some of these items. I put every one of my items on 2%. And then this week I listed 3 Halloween items that all sold. I put 2 of them at 5%. One of them sold through promoted, one did not. And I turned, I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter what I turned into what there, but my point is, had I not done that, there's some of these things that I can't believe that I've sold via promoted listings. And I'll show you, I'll go ahead and share my screen so you can see what, let's see. Stop laughing at me. I still
wasn't laughing at you. I promise.
I already know you're gonna say something about my Apple computer. You're like, yes, I will. So I went down to the there's a little tab. There's another place for promoted listings as well. So I was in a little different spot, but these are my numbers. I now have this set up. I believe I started this last. I might be wrong. I think I started this last Friday, the 6th. So from the 6th until the 15th right now, I've got 21 sales. I don't, it's not a ton. You got 21 sales, $560 in sales, and $15 in fees. That's because I had some, I had a pretty big item at 5% that kind of bumped up just a little bit. But I mean, look at how many more impressions, over here. And your impressions, you can click on it. That's the number of times your listings have appeared on an eBay site, right? So that's the amount of times somebody has had a chance to see them. They've seen those. Now they've clicked through on mine. I don't have a great click-through rate, 0.16%, but I've got 470 clicks. I guarantee you there are some items in that list. I mean, take a look right here. Here's my organic impressions versus my promoted. I have no promotions until here, right? So my best was back here, 12,000 organic impressions in July. You get to August when I put it on August 6th, and all of a sudden, look at the difference between your organic impressions and your promoted impression. Like, that's a huge difference.
Crazy.
And that's why I've sold, and a lot of the things I've sold have been like $10, maybe $20 items, not huge, but those are things that I don't think would have sold had I not put the promotions on. So yeah, I'm happy every time I get one of those 21 items in what, 8-9 days. I'm okay with paying that extra $15 for all of that.
Absolutely.
So that's something I thought would be good for us to share with people. Just, see what you and I are doing and how successful we've been with it. And you can, the one thing I don't like is that eBay says, oh, this is the percentage you should do based on how the item.
Yeah.
So here, do 8%. Well, I don't want an extra $2 paid in that, that extra. You already take plenty with fees and financial processing and stuff, but
yep.
I don't mind paying $1. I don't mind paying $1.50. And if it's a big item, I don't mind paying a couple dollars. But it has to make sense. I'm not going to do 15% on a $10 item that's free shipping.
No, definitely not.
So
yeah,
what do you think in terms of the promoted listing? Is there anything negative about it that have you seen a negative in it at all?
At this point, I have not, because you, like you said, you get to choose your percentage. It's not like a listing fee, right? Where you've got to put it up front no matter what.
Right.
You're only paying for it if the item sells because someone clicked on that promoted listing.
Right.
I think that's I'm glad they did it that way versus, yeah, you can promote everything, but you're going to pay for it up front. Right. And then if it sells, good luck or congratulations. But so I think the way they've done it is really good. I haven't seen any drawbacks to it. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's not hard to do at all.
I mean, it's so easy. You can go in. So I was thinking, like, when I'm listing now, I don't take the extra step when I'm listing to add the promoted in.
You just do it as a bulk thing.
Yeah, it's just because it's your touch. I got to touch 30 items. If I list 30 items, I got to touch each of them to add that in.
That's true.
I would have thought there would have been a way to to make it like your default.
So it's always doing that.
That it does it, but I haven't found that out yet. So I'll list and then I'll go in and mass promote when I get to it. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's been very good so far.
Yeah.
especially helping push through some of these laser discs. And you were mentioning using eBay and eBay sales. I did have someone reach out to me today that said they were interested in all of the laser discs that I have not listed yet.
Oh,
So he reached out to me on Instagram. He just asked how many I had, and I told him I'll get him a count tomorrow. I think it's probably around 700 to 800 or so still left unlisted. So we'll see if we can work out some sort of a deal. At this point, I would be good. I don't know, $3 or $4 a disc. I would probably be.
Yeah.
Just knowing how much work it's going to be to go through the rest of those. And I've got most of the cream already listed. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on that one. So that could be interesting.
Yeah, I think that there are, especially if you're a small, I don't want to say smaller time seller. I guess maybe, yeah. Like I said, you need to find what are some advantages that what are some ways that you can move your product more. The one thing that has been helpful for me too, I've sold, it's not much, but I sold a couple things, I think 2 things in the last 2 weeks or so, just by posting it on my Instagram that also goes to Facebook. And then I've had friends purchase those.
That's awesome.
I've had my cousin bought something. So there's 3. I've had people say, "Oh I kind of want one of those. Do you have it?" I even pulled it offline to sell to somebody. So there's 4 or 5 things. So promote what you do. Instagram is free. Facebook is free. You have a built-in audience on both of those, based on how you decide to do it. So show what you've got, and there's nothing wrong with selling things off of the platform as long as they don't message you in the platform like eBay and say, "I want to buy this from you. Can we chat on Instagram?" Well, at that point, no, you cannot.
Right.
But if if someone reaches out to you via Facebook or I guess in a YouTube comment, I know there's people who sell things too. I think John has said before that someone has messaged him because of something they saw in the video, like, "Oh, you picked this up. I'm really interested in that." Or,
so I've had a few of those. Yeah.
So I think there's ways, I think you need to be creative about, okay, how can I move my products, and are my products worth moving? I think that's another conversation to have at some point. Sorry, there's a little fly down here. I went through and kind of purged my area here of stuff that I didn't think was worth listing. I didn't think it was worth my time. I didn't think it would sell. And so I decided I'm going to donate a bunch of that stuff. And I think that we talked about it before. Good product is good product. I think there's some truth to the idea that there is a summer slowdown. I do believe that. I think it depends on the economy at times as well, clearly. There's a lot of factors that go into whether or not you're getting things in your, are you listing every day? And, we can pretend to know the algorithm. Everybody can pretend to know the algorithm, but nobody really knows what it is.
No.
What, how you're, but that promoted listings, I'm paying for that. And it's clear that they're being shown.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about that. So, we both highly recommend it.
Yep.
I think it's well worth your extra $15, $20 to make 500 to 1,000, whatever it might be. Stuff that has been sitting in there, or you never thought, I never had a watcher on probably half of those. Not one time did I have somebody watching that or had eyes on it. All of a sudden it was sold. And I'm like, oh, or I got an offer. I'm like, yes.
And another thing to think about too, just to add on to that real quick with the promoted listing. So there's nothing to say that someone can't click on your promoted listing and then click on your store without a promoted listing and find other items to purchase from you.
And I think that's probably happened.
Yeah. I'm assuming the laser discs, I'm sure it's happened because that's such a niche, right? You get enough people, you get those promoted, you get enough people looking at 1 or 2, and then they're like, okay, I'm going to look through the rest of the store and see what else is there.
So when I show you this, is it backwards?
No.
You can see it like as if you were looking.
Yep.
Okay. So just for people watching, and I'll kind of explain it. I'm in my app on eBay. I have the black background. For my eyes, I prefer that.
That's the way to go.
So I'm going to go scroll down. You've got all these different things. You've got category, description, pricing, delivery. Keep going down. If you want to do it on your actual listing, go to where it says sell it faster right here. So I'm going to click on the little pencil on sell it faster, and it says promoted listings. So I'm going to click on it. I don't think I can because I don't have a price in there yet. I don't have pictures or something, but you press there, you press promoted listing, and then it's going to show you. Actually, I can pull up one that I already have done. Showing active here. Anybody want to buy a hat? Not me. Wait, I already bought it. Dang it.
You already bought it?
Clearly, I'm selling it. I bought it sometime. All right. So I clicked on sell it faster. Here's what they look like. So you got, promoted listings, and it'll say suggested ad rate. For this hat, they've suggested that I put 7.1%, which is a lot. So I've put a 2% ad rate, which you can click on and you can change. So there's my 2%. Go back to done. I want 2%. And then it's going to tell you how much if it's sold via promoted listings. This one says 50 cents ad fee if sold via promoted listings. And I also have saved it as at the bottom, you can see it says campaign, 2% campaign. And so I have it currently till the end of this month. I have it going at 2% on every item. And the way things are going, I think that I'm going to make that, I think I'm going to make it a permanent thing, because I think it does get more eyeballs on your items. And if there are things I want to sell quicker, that's why, knowing Halloween was coming up, I didn't know how popular my items would be. So I threw them at 5% to hopefully get eyes on them quicker. And I did. I sold all 3 of the things I listed on Monday. I sold by Friday. So, and that was, I had probably less than $10 into the 3 items. I sold one for 60, I sold one for 30, and I sold one for 40. So that's a nice $130 sale for $10, $10. I think it was $9 of investment. So, and I think that although only one of those sold via promoted listings, I do think it got more eyes on everything. And I think the more eyes that get on your store, I think, or on your listings, I think we'll get more organic eyes on it as well, because you're getting sell through. And the more you're selling, and if you're listing it as well, I think it's all relative. So give it a shot. If you think it makes sense, if you're selling fine with the way you do things now, then don't worry about it. But
agreed.
I think it was worth it for me. Brennan, you believe it was worth it for you.
Yep.
So we both recommend that.
Absolutely.
But
good stuff.
Yeah. So this is a shorter episode today.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, that's a-okay. So let's see. Was there anything else? Do you have anything else this week that was worth talking about? I can't remember if we had any discussions about there was anything going on. I guess we didn't really talk about 127. I know you went down. How'd 127 go for you?
See, 127 was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was an absolute blast. I think maybe 127 discussion would be good for our next episode, which we'll leave as a little bit of a tease for you guys out there. I think that'll be a really good topic there. But I will talk about the one item that I picked up that I am not going to sell, which is the BC Rich Warlock guitar.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that, guy. So I actually took it to Sam Ash Music on Saturday. So I'm going to have it. I'm just getting it set up.
Good.
And for people that don't know what that means, it's basically just checking the electronics, putting new strings on it, cleaning
Yeah,
it up, just making sure everything's good to go. And because you know how cheap it was with everything else that I bought from that sale, I was more than happy to spend, I think it's like $70 to get it set up. So that was definitely my favorite find of the week, just because it's I mean, I don't need a new guitar, but that's a really unique one to have.
Good.
And
how much did you pay for that?
So it came in a lot. So I got the guitar, I got, I think, 4 or 5 PS1 games. We got 3 sets of Legos.
I like the Spyro and some of those games.
Yeah, the Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah,
that
was a good deal.
Yeah, my Sony my first Sony, which would have been great if it worked.
Yeah.
It didn't work, but it did sell for $28 even for parts. Nice. So I paid $50 for all of that. Mm-hmm. So again, I mean, honestly, I could say the guitar was free.
Yeah.
With the way everything else will sell. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a weird stop, but it worked out well.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot else this week. I went out a little bit.
Yeah.
But not as much because we had the sale at the shop, so I was there pretty early to help.
Yes, you were.
Set up and stuff, and I wasn't planning on sailing at all.
Yeah.
But John was like, yeah.
It was pretty amazing. You know, I didn't see the bulk of what happened. Like, so, I mean, what time it started? He has it starting at 7, right? Or 7:30?
7. Started at 7. I got there at 6:38. Mm-hmm. I think he said he got there at 6:10.
Yeah.
And there were already 2 cars out there in the parking lot just waiting. So yeah, I got there. There was one lady, she had, I'm not exaggerating, I think she had about 12 to 15 boxes of the toys, and then another set of people, they had another maybe 6 to 7 boxes of the toys. I mean, it was so much stuff.
Yep.
But he priced it perfectly to move it, just to
he did.
And he knew that there was value in some of those, and there was some meat on the bone for people that wanted to mess with them. And for him, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth his time to. I mean, plus that's just so much. It's so much stuff to try to go through. So he did it perfectly, and just get it out of here, make money real quick, and yeah, I was impressed. It was awesome.
Yeah, in the time that I've gotten to know John over the past couple of months, I guess I would say, I've learned that that's the kind of person he is. Like he had all that stuff. He took the things he wanted. He knew that there was a lot of money there potentially for people, but for him, it was items that, with the bulk, the amount that he had. I mean, how many boxes of action figures and stuff did we have? I mean, it was.
The trailer was full.
It was full, and we put, I think, 4 or 5 boxes back in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's the kind of guy who, it's like one of those things, like he made sure that he made money there. He made money on other stuff that he had pulled out of all that, the bulk lot that he had already he had purchased everything. He took the things he wanted that made sense for him as a business owner, and then sold it to other people who can then make money on it too. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would agree.
It was really neat. I had no intentions of buying anything at all. And I was literally going down there. Christy went to meet a friend in Westchester. And so she dropped me off at the shop, and I just was there to hang out with you guys and for a couple hours. And I ended up taking 2 boxes full of stuff home. And I didn't get a ton of stuff, and it's not the highest of quality stuff, but I'll make money.
Yeah.
John made money, and I'll make money. And I very much appreciate that. So
It was a good price, and it was new stuff for the most part.
Yeah, it was most of it was in box or new in package. And a lot of it made sense. I think my favorite thing I picked up two things that I really liked. And the first things I grabbed, I didn't grab any of the action figures until I was standing there with them, just kind of by myself. And I just started looking things up. I'm like, well, if I lot these 3 Dan Marino starting lineups together, I could get 15. He's got 50 cents on each one. So, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. So I picked up a vintage Montreal Expos, one of those. I can't remember. There's one specific brand, but it's like the batting helmets you used to pick up when you were kids at the baseball stadiums. But it's the Expos, and I don't think I'm going to sell it. I just think it looks cool. The Expos don't exist anymore, and I always thought they had the weirdest logo ever.
They did.
I still don't understand what I'm looking at when I see that, but they got the red, white, and blue colors, and I'm like, I'll put it up here with my Chief Wahoo somewhere. And
it's a cool hat.
Yeah, and then the other one I picked up that I really liked, and I saw in a video when he picked up the toys was I got that Little People McDonald's playset, and I think he had $3 on there, and it was a green tag, which meant it was half off, I believe. Yep. And we just made a deal on the boxes I put together. But for $3 even, I found one that sold with nothing but just the shell, which is what he had, was just a shell of it. Didn't have the sign, it didn't have any people with it or anything. It sold for 27 plus shipping. So I paid $20 for 2 boxes of things, and that will pretty much make up my money there. So, and it's cool. I like it. I'll clean it up. I don't mind putting the time into that. And for him, it made sense to throw it on the shelf.
Yep.
So it was really cool. I really appreciated spending time with you guys and just kind of chatting a little bit. And I think we're going to have a good, next episode. We're going to record an episode next Wednesday night. I think it'll be great. So
good times.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll have to make sure we have good beer and everything.
Yes. I'll try my beer before the next episode.
I haven't seen you take too many sips of that.
Oh, it's gone. I told you I'd drink it.
Okay.
It's gone. And,
Columbus. There's one I think they have called Bodhi.
Mm-hmm.
Bodhi or something like that. I think it's Columbus Brewing. That's a good beer, actually.
Bodhi.
Yeah. So check that out sometime.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess that's pretty much all we've got for today.
I think so.
It's been a long week, but I had a really successful first week of reselling. I made more money than I would if I was working my other job, and that encouraged me.
Yeah.
And my sale I had today puts me already above what I was making before as well. So I'm really excited about it. It definitely motivates me. I know not every week's going to be great. But if you manage your money and you have the big weeks, and then you have maybe one that's not as good, you manage your money correctly, you're not going to have a problem because it's going to even out. So at least that's my belief. So
I think you are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah. So I just hit with that sale. It's the first time I've ever been over 8,000 for my 90-day total. So I'm awesome. Actually at 85, almost 8,600 right now.
Awesome.
So I'm like, I can smell, I can taste 10,000, and that's my next goal. Yes, 9 is one of my goals, but if I can hit 10, I will be so confident moving forward. Like I need to hit that number and then keep it above that.
Keep going. Yep.
So you guys keep me. John's kept me accountable. He checks in with me every day. What's going on? Hey, let's check. He sent me a video of his board that kind of is like, I've got one too, or just, I don't know what you put your listings and how much you listed. Yeah. Like, I had 20 listings Monday, 20 listings Tuesday. I won't tell you about the rest of the week, but it helps. It's the first time I'd ever been over 275 listings. I was almost up to 290. I sold so much this weekend. I'm back down to 275. And, so I'm my next goal, a couple of days, and I'm hoping to be over 300 listings for the first time. And I'm noticing how quickly my not negative, my feedback is going up. Like, I just hit 400 feedback, and like I'm at 440 now. And so just in a couple of weeks, it's climbed so much. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
I made the right I have no doubt in my mind I made the right decision. And I've said it to you before, you and John both before off of here, but I appreciate the positivity you guys bring, because if I didn't have, I think your success as a human being really, it really depends on like the people around you and the people you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with negative people who don't have drive, you're typically some of that's going to fall onto you as well. And so I'm trying to keep around people who are positive, and people who are motivated. And you guys, you two are hustlers.
Oh yeah.
and that, it keeps me going even when I'm struggling to do it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No last thing before we go, I found it.
Nice.
I found the Legends Elite Series 11, Macho Man Randy Savage. He's got the little coffee creamer there. This is from the interview he did back in the day where he said, "I'm the cream of the crop." And he had all these little coffee creamers. He kept pulling out I don't know where he got them from. I swear someone was under there just handing him coffee creamers. He's like putting them on his head, spinning around, and it's like, the cream, it rises to the top.
Oh man,
that was
awesome.
A promo for WrestleMania 3 against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, which is known as one of the best matches of all time. So
I remember that.
Yeah, that is, I love the figure. Jack, I found 2 of them. Jack had asked me, we had gone after the 127, we went to 3 different Targets, and it said it was in stock and none of them had it. So he was pretty disappointed. But then I went Monday. What's up? Oh, both of you. Shirtless.
I think it's bedtime. Yep.
Do you know where the shirtless stuff feather is?
No. Sorry, buddy. All right, we'll find it. Okay.
All right. Anyways. Are you howling? What are you doing?
He is howling.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. All right, everybody. Yep. Well, next time we have a special treat for everybody. And until next time, when you're out searching for your treasures, we tell you, as always, to flip it
curiously.
Ayo. Have a good night.
See you guys.